Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Amanda and I am a neurodivergent woman. I have autism, ADHD, aphantasia, which is the inability to visualize and for me experience any of the senses in my mind. And I also have a rare memory disorder called SDAM, which basically means I don't have personal memories. I talk about all of these on my channel. Today, I just kind of wanted to pop on and talk a little bit more about the difference between autism when it's regulated and dysregulated. So this isn't a medical channel. This is just my lived experience, kind of vlogging the process of being a late diagnosed person and all of the emotions and spaces in my mind that I'm going through while processing this. I've said in previous videos, when I first got my autism diagnosis, I was very excited about it because it actually explained so much about my life and the difficulties that I struggled with. And I'm still very excited for the diagnosis. But I also did not realize how much it was going to really affect me and how much processing I was going to need from getting that diagnosis. Recently, someone reminded me of the show, or it was a movie called The Truman Show, where this guy basically spent his entire life on a TV set, and everybody in his life was in on it. He was not. And then I think the movie's about him um, realizing something is off, but everybody keeps lying to him, trying to tell him that his life is normal, but he starts seeing glitches and things, and he starts putting together the pieces. And I think by the end of the movie, he realizes that his entire life was a lie. I need to rewatch that movie. Like I said at the beginning, I've got a memory disorder. One of the fun things about the memory disorder, because there's not many, is that I can rewatch a lot of shows and movies, and it's like I'm watching them for the first time. So I know I watched The Truman Show when it came out many, many years ago, but I don't really remember the details. That was just a synopsis that I've come across recently. But I am bringing it up because it kind of relates to how I'm feeling. Like, I feel like most of my life I wasn't aware of the part I was playing, if that makes sense. As a young child, and again, my processing of being a late diagnosed autism, everybody's unique. I get that. Like, every single person, everybody's autistic diagnosis is going to be unique. We all have unique circumstances. It is common, though, for autistic people to process their life and relive childhood memories as after they get their diagnosis, and then be able to look at those childhood memories through the lens of, oh my gosh, if people around me knew I was autistic, how might that interaction have gone differently? I can't really do that because I don't have personal memories. I have some facts about my life and how some of the things happened in my childhood, but I can't relive them as memories. So I can't really relate to the people who are, to the other late diagnosed autistic people who are processing that same way. But I just know that throughout my life, I always had feelings like that something seemed off, different. I would try to make friends, and because I'm a very social person, I love people. I love connecting with people, and so I've always been trying to make a lot of friends in my life. And one of the things that I would get told over and over and over in my life was that I was too much. It's too much because I think I feel so intensely when I see a friend, when I see a person that is somebody that I would like to be friends with, I bond quickly to the person. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, I think, because I think a lot of people take relationships a lot slower. But it's like I just get a sense about a person and I just jump in full, full blast. And so that can be overwhelming. And I've had to learn to mask and temper that back. And like, if you get a text message, I immediately want to text back, but it's like, have to kind of like, okay, take it back. Don't seem too eager. It's these things that aren't natural to me, but it's part of the autistic mask, so that you fit in. So, pretty much my entire life, I have known that I respond to people and relationships differently than other people, but I've never 100% grasped what the difference was. Like, there's certain things like that previous example of like, okay, don't come off too eager, that I have finally learned and picked up. Um, Often I've been told I'm too pushy because when I get excited, I want to spend time with that new friend. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm quickly ready to adjust my life so that social fills up a big portion of it. And so it's like, all right, let's go out to dinner. Let's go to the zoo. Let's like go on a hike. I want to spend time with the person. To me, that's logical. But I've been told over and over that I come off as too pushy. And what I've recently come to realize is that that is an autistic person not reading social cues. I'm assuming that if somebody's feeling like they're too pushy, like someone's too pushy, they aren't establishing boundaries that are clear and blunt. And I'm guessing that they have that boundary, and maybe another neurotypical person would be able to interpret from their body language or maybe even their actual words that, oh no, that's too much activity for me. I only want to get together once a month or once every other month. I don't know, because it wasn't clear. It wasn't a clear boundary. So I will be told that I'm too pushy. And that's one of the reasons why autistic people have a hard time with social cues. We just don't see them. I've also been told that I can be self-centered. I haven't been told that as much as an adult, but I remember, well, I don't remember it, but I know that when I was a teenager or maybe even younger, that people would tell me that I was self-centered, and that always really hurt because, again, a lot of the things that autistic people are told are not their inner experience. My outward, like, so the mask and the missed social cues present an opposite reflection of the inner experience, I think. Because I would be told I'm self-centered and it would be so incredibly confusing because I've always felt so deeply about the people in my life and I care so deeply, but it's hard to communicate that. And one of the reasons why a lot of autistic people will be told they are self-centered is because when a neurotypical person is sharing a story, a autistic and often ADHD person needs to share a relatable story. It's how our brain processes, make sure that we are on the same path with that neurotypical person, and it gives us a chance to get into that same, like, okay, yes, we are on the same conversation flow, and it gives us a chance to empathize in the way that our brain structure knows how to empathize. And then it's like, okay, now keep telling your story. I'm not trying to steal the spotlight. I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm not trying to be self-centered. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. So anyway, like usual, this video is going in kind of a different direction. I wanted to talk about being regulated and dysregulated because I'm very dysregulated the last couple of days after having a good chunk of time where I was feeling more regulated. And what that looks like to me when I'm, it's hard to, when I'm feeling more regulated, I can talk more fluently. I can use the muscles in my face to mask, to smile more. My energy feels higher. I can do more executive functioning, like the tasks that I want to do. When I'm dysregulated, sometimes my body even forgets to breathe. I will sigh a lot more because I'm holding my breath. And I'll realize that I just had a big sigh, and it's like, oh, you're not breathing again, Amanda. And I'll try to do some deep breathing exercises. My words are less fluent. It's harder to get the words out, and I'm more likely to have pauses and stutters. Before my diagnosis, I would call these bad days. I never knew that it was just being dysregulated. But we've had a couple busy days, and my kids finished finals. It's very weird. Their online school, their first semester just ended this week. Most schools end right before Christmas, but theirs didn't. So the stress level in the house with finals was higher. My son was also feeling very, very dysregulated, and I was worried because his symptoms, we're all still learning about the process of being diagnosed, and his symptoms showed up with like dizzy spells and extreme fatigue. And we had to go to urgent care and do some other things. And we've now really kind of ruled out anything dangerous, and we're pretty sure it's just autistic burnout. But that obviously took a toll on me too. And it's like, you push through, power through where you have to. But now it's like my turn to be like, and so I'm having a hard time. And then I've also got pain in my left foot that I've been dealing with. And that's taking its toll too. So just like all these little things have triggered me to kind of go into another dysregulation. Also, good things too. I rebranded my other channel, Dit Dot, into the Neurospicy Mama. And while that's exciting, it took a lot of energy and stamina. And I was just like, just so excited about the like, and what's it called? See, I have a hard time naming emotions, but like, it was nerves, like, oh my gosh, when I rebrand, am I going to lose hundreds of subscribers, you know? So there's just this like nervousness that happens. Okay, pause. My dog Milo came in, and so I wanted to say hi to Milo. He is The dog we are training as a psychiatric service dog for my son Ira. Anyway, so the black lump right there on the floor is Milo. He's an Aussie Doodle. Anyway, so what I was saying is that even if it's something that you're excited about, it can tip an autistic person, I think, into dysregulation after the fact. Like, it's like I got through, and then now that I'm on the other side of it, it's like my body needs time to just rest and recover. And I'm just trying to notice these patterns. I'm trying to figure out so that I can plan and manage it. And I'm just sharing with you what process I'm going through. So I really appreciate your support and your comments. And thank you for being a part of my journey with me. Until the next video, bye guys.